Hey everyone, this is James. It is 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is March 10th. This is my 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, BTC, USDT on the Binance exchange. First off, this is not investment advice. Second off, in my videos, I just like to go over the overall trend for any of the new viewers and followers. So right here we have this downtrend we've had since December 15th of last year. We've continued to be in that downtrend. We've broken out of that downtrend. The recent pullback that we've had bounced off that downtrend. I did talk about that as a possibility for that being a springboard, and it was also what's going on here too is that, let me zoom in real quick. Sorry, the chart's getting a little crazy on me. Okay, so right here you can see there was a turnaround point, and that's exactly where price turned around. So not only did it bounce off the prior downtrend, but it also bounced off that same exact area that took price much higher. That could be a very big buyer in the area or multiple big buyers in this area searching for price. So now what I think is going to happen though, like I've been saying in my prior videos, is that I think we're going to get what's called a little guppy run. And basically what that is a relief rally to the fall from this 11,720 range roughly on the Binance exchange. Yeah, about 11,710. So we've had the fall. I do think there's a possibility of a counter trend movement that could take us as high as the mid 10,000 range. However, like I said, this is not investment advice, and guppy runs are very, very shallow. So if we do form another leg down, I can tell you it is going to be brutal. Probably just as brutal as this leg down was. Now, I do not think that we're necessarily going to bust out the 6,000 bottom, and there may be a possibility that we never have that next leg down. Okay, if what's going to negate that next leg down would be a break of about the 10,450, 10,500 zone on the Binance exchange. It depends on how vertical we get and how fast in the time and space we decide to move. If the line set gets broken, the downtrend line set, which is the dark red line set, if that's broken, obviously that analysis for another leg down is negated and price is going to head much higher. So we'll talk about that at that point in time. That could still be at least sometime next week. I do not think anything major is going to happen over the weekend. If something major does happen over the weekend, it is typically reversed, at least from what I have seen following this market. So we could get a nice run today. However, sometime into Sunday night, that move should be erased and then set up for next week, kind of like how what happened last weekend. So that's something that I noticed. Basically, if we do form another leg down, I do believe that we would bust out this prior low and potentially get as low as about maybe the mid 7,000 range. Depends on how price action forms. That mid 7,000 range could easily take us down to the next level of support, which is roughly about right here. I'll put it on the blue line. That way it's easy for everybody to see. And that is roughly about 7,700-ish area. It may drop below that. That is just an estimation of where price could stop because there could be big buyers hunting low prices in that area. And that's basically all this is. You know, it's a game of patience. We have a nice retracement. It's not too severe of a retracement. I think I've shown it even on the fib numbers. You know, which I don't use that often, but I can just show that, you know, we haven't even done a 618. Yeah, that's 8,200, so it's just a little bit deeper. Really, we could go all the way down to 786 and still be fine. Now, you know, when you look at it in the bigger picture, this down, you know, this basically 1,000-point fall or a little more, or sorry, multi-1,000-point fall, really does not look that significant as long as we can set a higher low. Okay, anything higher than the 6,000 bottom, we should be able to create the uptrend structure for the market that would allow a long-term rise in the cryptocurrency market. However, you can see if you've been following along with my videos, the slope is drastically changing. So first slopes were much more vertical like this, and then we started getting more slopes out this way, and then this way, and now you can see the current uptrend we're in now. What I suspect is going to happen if we get another leg down to that 7,700, that slope is going to change something like this. So almost about the same. It's just the degree is going to change just a little bit negative. And I think it's going to be a nice slow and steady run for the market like I've been talking about. That's great for the long-term picture, okay? We could have something like, a setup to where the cryptocurrency market has a nice slow and steady rise, like something you would see in the stock market, something you would see in the fiat markets, okay? I've talked about that on my videos in the past. It would be something very good for the cryptocurrency market. Now you can see from the bigger picture, which I did not cover in the beginning of the video, you can see all the volatility here to the left, and then you can see that a lot of that volatility has been hammered out, and we've been making smaller moves. Now the recent move to the downside was only a multi-day move, and that was fairly disastrous, but you can see that a lot of that volatility is not as wild as it used to be just a few months ago. So something's smoothing out. I know the market cap, I believe, is like cut in half already. So that's, a big significant sign too. That could be that there are still a lot of players on the outside. I mean, obviously we've had this significant drop, but we've also could have had the churning of money, and a majority of the bigger players could be on the sidelines waiting to see how price pans out. And if we do get some stability here, and we do have this nice long trend up structure with a nice higher low over the 6,000 bottom, that could attract bigger buyers into the market over time. The same way you would see big money coming into the stock market when you have hundreds of billions of dollars being traded on a daily basis, up to trillions of dollars. Depends on exactly what's happening that day. But you have serious money going in and out of the stock market. For that serious money to ever enter into this market, you're going to have stability. It's going to have some long-term price structure. And right now, this is a baby market. I mean, this was October of last year. October of last year, we were down in, what is that? Maybe the 4,000 level. Okay, we've had some volatile spikes, right? I don't know any money manager in the world that's going to step into this with their clients' money and say, this looks like a great area to buy. Let's just hope for the best. I don't know anybody that's going to do that. We do have speculation of ETFs coming out, which could definitely help this market. So there's a few things on the horizon that would be very beneficial for big money players to get into this market. However, I do believe, coming from a former money management background, learning from people that manage upwards to hundreds of billions of dollars, that this market needs stability to attract big influential money. Okay, I don't know anybody that's just going to come out here and say, I'm going to dump $1 billion right here and just hope for the best. Okay, I don't know anybody that would do that based on this recent price action. Okay, this is a V bottom, first of all, and if you've followed my videos, when I talk about vertical price movement, it is typically erased. It doesn't necessarily have to be 100% erased, but it is typically erased. And I've shown multiple examples of that. You can see the vertical price movement from here. You can see the erase right here. You can see the vertical price movement here. You can see how price erased it right here. You can see the vertical price movement here. There's a high probability we are going to erase it this way as well over time. Now, it does not necessarily mean we are going to recover 100% of that vertical movement, because this vertical movement recovered that. This did not make it, even 50% of the way for this vertical movement. So it doesn't necessarily continue that way. Okay, at any time price could abort and then get erased this way. All right, and that's why I'm saying the risk on this little guppy run, and that's what I believe we're in right now, is where the small buyers come in. They see the V bottom, everyone starts catching the knife, and they're like, I'm going to become mega rich. I'm going to, have a Lambo and 24 houses around the world and whatever. They're going to be a celebrity living next to Leonardo DiCaprio or something. Whoever is popular nowadays. I don't even know who's popular nowadays. But anyways, this is the possibility, but I'm telling you, when the hammer comes down, if this is just a little guppy run and we are going to form another leg down, it is going to be brutal. It is going to be swift. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard. So that's it for the analysis today. Right now, we're kind of kind of in no man's land. We may get a little shallow run, but I'm still looking for one more leg down. It does not necessarily mean it has to happen. Okay, if we break the 10,400, 10,500 range, that's perfect. All right, I'd rather buy later knowing that we formed an uptrend structure versus buy early, okay, for a long-term position and then get hammered brutally, unfortunately. So that's what I'm looking for. If you look for a long-term setup, I mean, obviously there's small plays that can be made all the way. Like I said, it's not investment advice, but you can find small plays in any market that you want to. That's not the point. I'm looking for long-term price structure to form, and right now I don't see that happening quite yet, but we will see. And if it does break out the 10,400, 10,500 zone, that's fine. Okay, I would rather see confirmation than just guess and hope that this V bottom is going to be the complete bottom for Bitcoin right now in the short term, especially since we had this high and this monstrous failure showing extreme weakness and extreme fatigue in the market. Okay, this run shows buyers in control. This little pullback, sellers started getting into control, but buyers quickly gained it back. This shows fatigue. Shows that these buyers, whoever was propping this up, supporting this, has now left, and they have let it fall all the way back to this area where there may still be a few big buyers who may hold price in this area. But I can tell you, if they make their money from this 8,300 up to maybe 10,400 range, okay, and they get out, what do you think is going to happen? We're going to have to go down to the next point, where the next big buyer potentially is, or buyers, if they are still there. Okay, this is from over a month ago. These people, they may still be there, they may not. These are just areas where I believe price could land due to potential big buyers. All right, but that's it. We'll take it day by day. All right, that's what I do my analysis. I try to give both sides of my analysis. I try to stay as objective as possible so everybody can learn as much as possible. You know, and that's it. So I hope that everybody has a great day, great night, depending on where you are in the world, or evening, depending on where you are in the world. I do thank you for your time and support. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. If you do like the information, the content, please like, subscribe, and follow. It does help support, you know, my various channels that I post this information to. And, you know, don't feel like, just ask any question that you want. You know, if I can answer it, I will, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I do, you know, manage like a Slack channel, and that keeps me very busy. I do have subscribers and just you know, free content as well to the Slack channel, and it's a great place to be if you're interested in the cryptocurrency market. You can always just ask for a link, and I'll send it to you. But anyways, I'm typically very busy during the day, but if you do ask questions, or, you know, you comment anything, I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. I try to get back to every single person when I can. But that's it. You know, the only thing that I ask is just if you could just like, or, you know, just in some way support, you know, the free content that's out there, and the likes really help in the algorithms. Unfortunately, everything is dictated on that. But, you know, that's just the way it is nowadays. So, and the likes show, you know, YouTube and Facebook and DTube and what, you know, any social media outlet, it shows that the content being provided is worthwhile to watching, and then they show it to more of their users typically. So, you know, that's just a brief overview of how that works, and that's the reason why I asked. So if you don't like the content, don't worry about it. But if you do, you know, please support it. Please support me in any way, shape, or form that you can. But that's it. So I'll talk to everybody later this evening. We're right around maybe 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.